Watch TV or something. I'm not. I do. Yeah, I feel uncomfortable. Hey guys, so today I took a poll on Instagram last night if you guys would want to see me record this video, and majority of you said yes. I think like 98% or 96 or I don't know, in the 90s% said yes, so I apologize to the less than 10 percentile. However, I'm doing it anyways. So this video may seem random, and it is, and I never thought I'd make a video like this, but I'm gonna be doing a video about my plants. This will just be about the plants that I have and how I've been taking care of them and things like that, and just basically what it's like being a brand new plant owner and being in college where you don't have the best maybe living situation or the best atmosphere for them to thrive and grow. But yeah, I don't know, I've been somewhat successful, so I thought I'd share my knowledge with you, even though it's very little knowledge, so I should just share my experience, not knowledge. This is the first plant. I guess just a little history. I had an aloe plant and bamboo in high school, but my mom mainly took care of it. I didn't really water it ever or anything like that. I just put it near a window, and that's about it. So really, this is my first ever plant that I've ever owned, and I have more to show you. I don't just have this pot. But this big guy was my first ever plant. His name is Barry, and he's a succulent. I just like today, because I'll insert a picture right here of what Barry looked like when I first got him. I got him on my university, just they were selling some in like the student center for $5 I think, so I bought it because I was like, why not? So I looked, and that was December 2017, so I've had him for over a year now, which is amazing because I would never think that he would stay alive for that long. As you can see in the pictures, he's much bigger than he was. Like, all these leaves have grown so much, and he's taller. Him being taller isn't great, and that's happened more in the past couple of months, which I'll explain in a second. But yeah, I've had him for over a month, so just a little history of him. He came in just one of those little plastic pots, and I got him in my old house that I lived in last year, and he was in a south-facing window, and the window had nothing in front of it, nothing blocking it. There was even at one point where I think he got scorched because he was too close to the window. Because the nice thing about succulents is you can kind of like squish their leaves and tell like if something's off. But yeah, so he was scorched, so then I took care of him, and obviously he made it through that because that was over the summer. But now I live in a house with a west-facing window, which is good, but this window is covered by, I'll insert some clips here of my kind of plant setup, but the window blocked by a house and a bunch of trees, which is a bummer because there's like not a lot of direct sunlight at all. So I think that's why Barry has stretched out a little bit in the past couple of months, because he's wanting some sun. And it's a bummer too because it's winter and obviously there's a lot less sun. He's been doing great. I just water him whenever the soil's completely dry. That's the story of Barry. Now there's another plant in here, if you can see. So after I had Barry for, it must have been 6 months, so during the summer, I wanted to put Barry in a different pot because he was kind of outgrowing the little one, at least what I thought he was, and I wanted to get more. So I went to a greenhouse and I got this terracotta pot, which has a drain hole, which is important for plants, especially newbies like me. But then I got 2 other succulents, and one of them was this one, and then I got a different one. The different one, it was already dying, like it was brown mostly, and then some green. I really liked the look of it, but that's how all their succulents looked, so I picked the one that I thought looked the best, but it never grew more leaves. Like, it just slowly got more brown until it just looked completely dead. So I don't necessarily blame myself for killing it, because I think I already bought it half dead. So the story with this guy, he was taller. I put my plants on my windowsill, and at night I closed the blinds, and one night the blinds, I think they broke, and one side kind of dropped, and it chopped his head off. He just got guillotined. What I did is I just planted the top right on the other side where the other plant used to live. I don't know if that's how you propagate succulents. I was looking and it seemed like it potentially might work. The only problem is it is winter time, so they're more dormant, and so I don't know how fast this little guy will grow roots or anything. I don't know anything, but I just thought I'd plant his head, and potentially I'm just gonna get 2 succulents out of it. So actually, I might be completely fine. Last night I recorded this video, but it didn't look very good. But I did pull this guy out to look if he had any roots. So I'll insert that clip here. There's no root. Wait, sad. Let me show you. Because it was like tall. Like, it was that tall. And then it ripped off. And now look at, there's no roots or anything. Do succulents have roots? They must. I also don't know, like, do you ever have to change their soil or anything? Again, I don't know where it stands. There could be little roots, but there also might not be, so I don't know, we'll see if I've successfully accidentally propagated this plant. The nice thing too, I will say about the succulents in the plant I'm about to show you is they're very easy to take care of in college. The only thing is you will want a bright window if you're going to get succulents in college. So it's a bummer because when I got this plant at first, it was in a super bright south-facing window, and now it's in a west-facing window that's blocked. So hopefully I've weaned it off of the light enough because I moved during the summer that it didn't just go from like so much light during the day to nothing. But I would say that's a good plant to have in college. Also, they're pretty popular. They're not that expensive. And you only water them, like if I used to only water Barry like once a month or whenever I thought about it, honestly, I'd just pick up his pot, and when it's plastic, if it felt super light, I was like, well, there's no water in it, I'll water it. They're easy to forget about and come back to, and they'll usually, at least in my experience, they'll be pretty resilient. This next plant is also a great plant to have in college or if you're just new with plants, at least in my experience. This is an air plant. I got this at the same place that I got at the local greenhouse, and I just put it in this little lantern that I got from World Market, and then I just took these little rocks at the bottom from work. But here he is, I'll bring him out. The cool thing about these is they don't need to be in soil or they don't need to be in a pot. Like this is it, this is all they need to survive. And so how I water this, guy, is whenever I remember to water my succulents, I clog the drain, I guess, in the sink and let it fill up, and I just let them float around the sink anywhere from like 5 to 20 minutes, however long until I remember to take them out. And then I set them upside down over like a paper towel to dry, and then I put him back in his lantern. I don't know much about these guys as far as like how much you should water them or how much sun they should get. All I know is mine has not died. I haven't been paying too close attention, if I'm being honest, to if there has been new growth in it or not, so I'm gonna get a good look right now so I can compare. Maybe I'll do a quick close-up for you guys. So this is what he looks like. I think he looks healthy. So it's interesting too because they don't have any roots, like it's just the little nub on the end. And the nice thing is you can put them in little decorative things like this. You couldn't really put a regular plant in here unless you had soil and everything. But with air plants, it doesn't matter. Also, something I did, I don't know if it's that important, but I would imagine it is logically. I made sure to get a lantern that had, like right here, this is just a gap, which allows like airflow, so that way it's not just like suffocating in this glass box. There is a big hole that it can vent out and things like that. So yeah, since I'm going to be watering my succulents a lot less during the winter time, just now that they're taking in a lot less water noticeably, I'm probably going to water this guy more than I water my succulents, but I don't know, I've just been watering him whenever I feel, and he's been doing great. I would say that is another plant that is good for college students, just because it's really nice because they're pretty cheap and you can just put them wherever you want. Like I've seen people just set them like on something and that's it, or just put them like in like a wire cage kind of thing. I don't know how to explain it, like a wire cup. I don't think they have to be in direct sunlight either. Mine is, just because I like it. I like my plants on my windowsill, but I believe they'd be okay in indirect. I don't know, I haven't done too much research on air plants just because mine's been doing great, and so why research if I don't need to change anything? But I would say if you get one, definitely research before you buy it, just because even though mine's been doing great, others wouldn't be as resilient as that one. I don't know. Oh, maybe I'll do a close-up too of my succulents, just because I might record these every couple months or something. And so I'll record now of an update so I can compare later. So the little guy is there. These are about equal height. I don't know if that helps. Eventually I might cut right here and plant a new one because he's stretching out so much that I think this little bud is well developed enough where I could just kind of guillotine this one also and plant him and potentially propagate Barry. I don't know though. He is a champ. He's gone through scorching, through me not watering him, and now it's cold and maybe me over watering him, but he's seemingly doing great, so I'm kind of scared to like propagate Barry because what if it kills both the mother plant and the little baby bub? Okay, this next plant is kind of a RIP this guy. So the story behind this is an aloe plant, and a girl in my Bible study, she's like in her maybe almost 30s, I don't know, she's an adult, and she had an aloe plant and there's little little bulbs? Is that what you call them? Little pups? Pups. I don't know, little baby aloes all in her pot, and she's like, oh yeah, it's growing so much that I think I'm just going to give away all these little ones because I don't need them. I was like, can I have one please? And she's like, sure. I took this little guy home, and then I took a couple days before I put him in this little baby terracotta pot that I got from Home Depot. It was like $2. It was very cheap. Well, first off, all the little leaves, stems, whatever, they're super thin and like they're not smooth. They're like kind of bumpy. So I don't know if that's a sign of overwatering, underwatering, too much sun, not enough. I doubt it's too much sun. Not enough sun, or it's being really cold. I don't know because I haven't had enough time to experiment with this because I only got him a couple weeks ago. And then this happened. Where just all of a sudden there's a bend. Like I said, since they're bumpy, there's like a weak spot. And then one day it just did that. And it makes me really sad because this is like the tallest stem or plant, or not plant, leaf. I don't know what to call these. It was the tallest one, and now it's looks like it could potentially die. I don't know if I should cut it off because there is like tears in it. So I don't know if this is just wasting the plant's nutrients and I should cut this off, or if I should keep it and potentially it'll just self-heal, but I don't know. So if you know what to do, please tell me because I don't know what to do. I do think, okay, so there's a couple of reasons why I think this plant is, at least does not have a good running chance. One, she gave it to me in like this little plastic bag to take home, and somehow on the way from me getting home to a couple days after me getting this pot, its root broke and fell off. Like, it just snapped off. Last night I also recorded a video of me taking this guy out and showing you his root system, so I'll enter that here. Gently pull him out. Oh, see? Dang it. So here's this little thin root, and then this, as you can tell, it stopped. That was long too, and he looks like he hasn't grown. Oh my gosh, wait, there's a little baby root growing too. Do you see this little thing? So maybe he is starting to root. I don't know, I hope so. So yeah, he had a big root and just a little like stringy one, and the big one snapped off. So that sucks because that's what it needs to get water and nutrients and crap, and it just snapped off. So so I don't think that has a good running start. He also doesn't because my window doesn't get that much sunlight, and I believe they need more sunlight at least than he's been getting potentially. I don't know. Also, I believe that it's getting too cold in the window. That was one of my thoughts, because it gets cold at night, and I think just when I was checking on it and I grabbed the pot and it was super cold. I mean, they're going to be colder just naturally because it's made of clay, but it was super cold. So now at night I take out all the plants off my windowsill and move them back just like a foot or two onto a nearby surface just during the nighttime, so that way they're not like freezing. I don't know, we'll see if this guy's a running shot, but this is what he looks like now. Maybe he will grow, maybe he won't. The only reason too, a big thing of why I want plants, which I can talk about more in a second, but this is like my first medicinal plant, and I don't mean weed, even though I'm in Colorado, that's not what I'm talking about. I mean plants that like have medicinal properties, like this heals like burns and skin things. And so I was excited to have one because I was like, that's so cool, like I want to heal myself with plants, but potentially it's dying, which maybe is a metaphor for me. It's not. Also, something important to note is this little leaf bulb guy fell off of the, not berry, but the other succulent. And so I was looking on how to propagate them, and potentially this could take months to even start growing a root system, especially in the winter when they're more dormant. But this just fell off, and the leaf fell off completely, like it didn't snap, it just like popped off. So it's not damaged in any way, so I just kind of put it on top of this pot, and potentially if it starts, I mean, it's not calloused over either. I read that you want to wait till it's calloused over. It's not, because it just happened like a couple days ago. So if it callouses over, maybe I'll just put them in this plant and see if it gets a root. I wouldn't grow a succulent and aloe both in the same pot, but I just thought there's more room in this pot, so I'm just going to set them in there for now. So I think aloe would be something cool to have if you're a newbie. Like, people say it's pretty easy and pretty resilient. I guess I will see. I just think there's been a couple of things that just, like I said, hasn't given my aloe the best start in life. So I guess we'll see if eventually it comes back and is healthy and I can soon rip off its limbs and use it on my skin. The last plant is this one. This one I just got on Sunday, and today is Wednesday, so I haven't had him that long, so it'd be sad if he's already dead. So I wouldn't accredit his health to me because it's the last owner. But in my town there was like this local, not farmer's market because there wasn't like produce or really any like foods, but it was like handmade, like there's artists and people who like made soaps and crochet and homemade candles and jewelry. There was one station that had these plants, and it's by the brand Crest and Stone. And the thing that pisses me off that I wish I remembered. I don't remember what type of plant this was because they had 4 leafy green plants and I almost got this one or a spider plant and I decided on this one, but I can't remember what she called it. And so I've done some Googling and I've deducted that it's either a philodendron or a pothos plant. If you know what this is, please tell me because those are the 2 I've deducted, but it could be a plant that's not even those 2. The only thing I know about it is the lady said it needs indirect sunlight, watered about once a week. So I don't know if that means I wait till the soil dries out to water it, or if it likes it damp and I should really water it once a week. I don't know. And it's hard because I can't Google it because I don't know what type of plant it is, so it sucks. That, and eventually they're gonna start to vine or like hang over, shawl, I don't know what to call it, arch. Eventually the plant will start to like hang down, which is why I chose this instead of the other one, is because I think eventually it'd be cool to repot it in a hanging pot, I guess, and hang it from the ceiling and watch it kind of pour over. So, and then I'd reuse this obviously. This also does have a drainage hole, like all my pots do so far. Oh, something to note with my aloe plant, since I just bought I bought special like cactus succulent soil, and I had these little, I don't know if they're fake or real little rocks that I got in something else as a gift, and so I put those at the bottom. I don't think you're gonna be able to tell, but there's little rocks at the bottom, just that way it helps. I don't know if that was smart, but also that way the soil doesn't pour out of the bottom. Like, it was just a thin layer of stones. But yeah, so this I'm really excited for because this is like my first leafy green little plant. Because like I said, in high school I had like bamboo and aloe, and then I've had all succulents. I guess, I don't know what an air plant is, but it's barely a plant, so I'm not counting it. So this is my first like real plant. You know what I mean? So I'm excited. Again, I don't know what it is. Please let me know what you think this is. Oh, I'm also out of focus. Some new leaf growth. Let me show you up close. So this is like a new leaf because it's all twisted up. So there is some growth, which again wasn't me. And here's like a little baby leaf that will grow up. So hopefully I will be able to continue this growth and create a new plant. I also did notice there's a couple like little chops down here, so I'm assuming the original owner, or I guess Crust and Stone, they cut off to propagate them, so potentially that's cool because someday I can just cut off some stems and propagate it, so that's kind of fun to know. But yeah, so we'll see if this guy lives. Indirect sunlight scares me because it's like, how much sunlight though? Because like if I stick it in a window, if like the other ones, it's like as maximum sun as possible, and so I just stick it as close to the window. Indirect, I'm like, I don't know. But she said this was easy to take care of, so. Also, something I found with both philodendrons and pothos plants, if they don't have enough water, the leaves will kind of wilt and look sad. These ones are kind of aiming down, but I think that's just how they are. I don't know, so in about a week or so, I'll water it and see if the leaves perk up or not, but whenever it's watered and looking healthy, I will remember what the leaves look like, and if they start to wilt, then I'll be like, okay, it needs water. And then I'll follow its schedule accordingly. So yeah, this is my newest addition, my little friend in his little cement pot. I don't know, I like him a lot and I'm excited. This is like my first real plant, I think. So those are all my plants. I don't have a ton, but I think it's a fun little collection. I want to start, as far as like, I guess, future, I would love to get, there's these little moss balls. I forget what they're called. What are you called, moss ball? A Marimo moss ball I think would be fun to get. Once I get one, I'll talk more about it because I don't want to explain how to take care of it and then I don't even know. But I'd like to get one of those. I'd like to get a spider plant because apparently they're easy to take care of, and why not? And then I really want to get other like medicinal plants, so plants that have purposes. So the aloe, I hope that lasts. If it doesn't, I'm just gonna honestly buy a new one. I'd love to get lavender. I'd like to get mint, lemongrass. If there's any plants you'd recommend to do like apothecary or kind of like medicinal things with, please let me know. Cheese plant, those look amazing, but I'm gonna wait just because I have very limited space in my room and I will be moving over the summer, and so I think I'm gonna wait till the summer to really get other plants. And the nice thing about the summer is you can kind of play around with water and heat, just because since it is like a good season to grow things, so you can get a feel for your plants before it goes dormant winter like mine potentially are. Yeah, cheese plant I think would be fun, and there's like one called like mother-in-law's tongue or stepmother's tongue or something like that. I don't know, but that seems interesting. But yeah, if you recommend any other plants, please let me know. Also, if you have any advice, please tell me, because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to grow some plants. I want to be a plant lady. So yeah, I guess I'll just record every couple months about them just because to update. Some of it's selfish. I just want to see how my collection goes or how the plants look over time. So yeah, thank you for watching my little plant mama saga. Plant mama saga. I don't think I like that. My plant life, plant journey. I don't know. Thanks for watching this. So yeah, I'll continue to update. Please, again, give me any advice you have. I am willing to take it all. Ooh, I also want to get one of those little like spray things that like mists the plants. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully this was interesting. Again, give me advice, please. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye!